Time again for Talking Dogs with Ian Grant, owner of Vermont Dog Boarding and Behavior, VFW Drive Hyde Park. It's the show that delves into the training, socializing, behavior, nutrition, and wellness of your dog. And brought to you by Guy's Farm and Yard, with locations in Morrisville, Montpelier, Williston, and St. Albans. And we're back with the trainer, Ian Grant. And today, parting is such sweet sorrow. Leaving the house and saying goodbye to your dog. It can be such a sad event.
For everybody involved.
Including the dog, apparently.
Yes.
So I guess we go a little overboard, some of us do, in leaving the dog for the day or whatever.
I would say so. And here's the thing. And we're always going to preface this with, if you have a happy-go-lucky dog and there's no issues and behavioral things going on, then keep doing your thing.
Right.
You know? Dogs with maybe that have a little anxiety, that are really worried about you leaving. I've heard and seen so many rituals to people pretending to leave, or I should say pretending to go to bed at night. Uh-huh. They'll put their dog in the crate, they turn off the lights, they get into bed, fully dressed, wait for the dog to fall asleep, and then sneak out of the house. Because saying goodbye to their dog is so detrimental and will demolish the house.
Yeah.
So it can be quite drastic. But to me, this is a human thing, right? We do this to our family that we live with, maybe roommates or whatever. It's a very human psychology thing to do. See you later. We'll catch you later. Goodbye. I'll be back at so-and-so.
Yeah.
It's just this
As
thing.
if the dog is taking notes.
Exactly. That's not what you wrote on the refrigerator.
That's right. So why do dogs have different reactions to when the owner or when we leave for the day?
Well, I think that's, we've talked a lot about energy on this show and our emotions and whatnot. And I think if we use the energy of just talking to one another like you and I are here, hey, I'll see you later, and then you go out the door.
Just make it nonchalant.
Absolutely. Yeah. But too many times we go, I'll see you later. I'm only going to the store. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Now, who are you talking to, your wife or to the dog?
The dog.
Oh, I see. Okay. Just want to make sure.
So it's leaving behind this energy where the dog goes, wait, what's wrong? Why are you talking to me this way? What is the matter? This is a complete shift of how we normally communicate.
So it's our fault.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so oftentimes we leave behind a dog that has this anxious memory of, you're leaving and now you're gone, and then the car starts and they pull out of the driveway. There's all these sounds that go along with it too.
They put their face in the window and looking.
Yeah, or they scratch the door, the curtains, the window, everything. And it can really turn into like a construction zone.
Yeah.
The amount of scratches I've seen on doors and such, and it's not good.
Yeah, because we don't do this with our family. We just kind of say, "Oh, I'm leaving. See you later." So I wonder why do we decide that we have to do that for our dogs?
Well, oftentimes, of course, we see dogs like babies.
Yeah.
And so that's where that kind of comes in. If we say to a 5-year-old, my kids when they're younger, I'll be back. I'm just going to the store. And,
right.
You're also kind of trying to reassure them at the same time.
Right. But that's not the way it's coming out with dogs.
No, because that's us using human psychology on humans. We can't use human psychology on dogs.
I see.
That's where the chaos and confusion.
So how should we leave our dogs? Just like as if it was just nonchalant, like it was part of the regular day.
Exactly. If your dog is crate trained, you put it into the crate, no big deal. If you want to give them something to keep them busy, you put some food in a Kong and keep them occupied, fine. If they go into their crate, fine. If your dog is sitting on the couch and you're okay with it because everything else in their life is good, fine. I have no problem with it. I just want, if you're starting to have a little bit of an issue, then just leave. You don't need to say anything. Too many times, too, I see people, they take a handful of treats, they throw them into a room so the dog chases after them, and then while the dog is preoccupied with that,
they take off.
They take off and run out the door.
Well, we do give Tika treats. Actually, if she's laying on the couch and we're leaving, we just leave her a treat or all. And, and then we're gone. That's it.
Yeah.
The cat, I know this isn't a cat show, but the cat actually follows behind us and gets on her perch and is waiting for the treat. Like, okay, you're leaving. I want this.
It's
Tika,
my turn too.
Tika wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Either way. So.
But see, it sounds like for Tika, though, it's very nonchalant, right? You're going to go get the treat.
Yeah, we don't get her into any dramatics with this.
Right.
So and that's how most people should do it.
Yeah. No dramatics. That's really, the takeaway from this. We don't need to make it a big deal. Let's just kind of move on. It's just like you walking down the hallway in your house. We don't need to say goodbye.
All right. We'll see. All right, back with our question from the doggy bag in just a moment here on Talking Dogs.
Are you a dog owner feeling overwhelmed? Does your dog struggle with listening, pulling on leash, or jumping on people? You're not alone, and that's exactly why I created my 12-week Canines and Culture program. With 18 years of hands-on experience, I've helped countless dog owners go from stressed and frustrated to confident and in control. This online group program isn't about quick fixes or just handing out treats. It's about building the right culture in your home so your dog understands what's expected of them. The next program starts January 2nd. I'm only taking 10 people, so don't wait. Join the Early Bird VIP waitlist today. Visit VermontDogTrainer.com and click Enroll to secure your spot on the Early Bird VIP waiting list. Because understanding how your dog thinks changes everything.
Back with Talking Dogs with Ian Grant from Vermont Dog Boarding and Behavior, VFW Drive Hyde Park. Find out about his facility and programs. Go to VermontDogBoardingandBehavior.com. The question this morning, Ian, is what's the number one thing you should start with training an 11-week-old puppy? Let's see, did we cover this before, like maybe leave it or something like that? You know, see, I was tempted to go with sit and stay, but I know that was not going to be right.
Yeah, to me, especially because puppies, the world is game to them. Like they want to grab anything and everything because that's how they've investigated.
They're new in this world.
Yeah, and to them, there are just no rules. They can just go grab a sock, a slipper, a tube of toothpaste, wherever it is, they're just going to grab it. To me, yeah, some sort of combination or both. This is kind of like a 1 and 1A answer. I want to drop it command. Whatever's in their mouth, it's got to come out. Or a leave it command, meaning they're walking up to it. So this is kind of like, yeah, leave it would be walking up to it. You say leave it, so they go, yeah, okay, I'm not going to grab that thing. And then if they do grab something, then it's a drop it. So to me, those are the first two. You can always teach a dog to walk on leash. You can always teach them fetch and all the other commands. But from a safety point of view, and that's really what this boils down to, is we don't want them grabbing a hold of something that could be life-threatening or dangerous or do them some harm. So to me, those are the kind of the top two things that I would teach.
Yeah, and then, of course, not giving them the whole reign of the whole house, too. I guess that kind of goes without saying. Though some people do that. They say, hey, this is your house. Go wander around.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Too much freedom, it turns into too many problems, and then we have to unwind a lot of things. So, a lot of structure in the beginning. And puppies are we want to deal with them in short bursts because they don't have a lot of stamina. They don't have a lot of energy for a long period of time. So, you take them out, play with them for a little while and teach them these commands. And then after a little bit, put them up, let them sleep because they're going to be tired. Yeah.
And it's mostly their brains that are going to be tired really than anything else, really, because you just can't do a whole regiment of commands and training in just one sitting.
No, because it turns into, for any of you that are parents out there, we know what happened when our babies didn't get enough sleep. They're it was very difficult to deal with. The same thing can happen with puppies, except they're just going to get mouthy and bitey and just overwhelmed and rambunctious, and we don't want to go down that road.
There's nothing worse than a mouthy puppy, that's for sure.
No.
If you have a question for Ian, you can email him directly to info@VermontDogBoardingandBehavior.com. Well, next week, we talked about this a few weeks ago, talking about different dog training commands. Well, Ian Grant is playing the role of David Letterman, ranking the top 5 dog training commands. It's a big countdown show next week, so I can't wait. So folks can start thinking about it right now and see where their top 5 are, and then we'll get back to it next week.
Yep, sounds good.
Here on Talking Dogs with Ian Grant, brought to you by Guy's Farm and Yard, with locations in Morrisville, Montpelier, Williston, and St. Albans. And for the trainer Ian Grant, I'm Roland LaJoy, and we are Talking Dogs.